Hey guys, it's me Brian from Echo1 USA, and this is the baddest gun of them all. This is the Echo1 M1918 SLR, officially licensed by Ohio Ordnance. Check out the cool trays on the top of the receiver, and yeah, this is the baddest gun. You probably already know about the movies Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers, and yeah, you know this is the baddest gun of them all. Okay, let's see all the cool stuff the gun comes with when you open the box. The gun will come with a 9.6 stick battery, an extra high cap. High caps, both of them hold about 180 BBs, a mini wall charger, warranty card, the jamming rod, and also a little Allen key so you can adjust your parts or take off the handguard if you want to. Let's go over the outside parts and the cool functions of the M1918. Okay, to install the battery, you want to remove the large flathead here and here, take off the back part. You can easily install a 9.6 stick battery, which is provided, or a larger 9.6 battery, or even a crazy large LiPo in case you want to shoot all day. With the stock battery, it's shooting about 13 to 12 BBs a second, which is okay. If you want to use like an Echo LiPo number 2, that's 11.1 LiPo, you can get about 16 to 15 BBs a second, which is pretty good. But you can always upgrade this using standard parts. Okay, the rear sight is metal and adjustable. It folds up, raises. Front sight, no, it's not adjustable, it's just there. The bipod is made out of steel. You can adjust it, you can swing it down, extend it and everything. It's nothing like the modern day Harris bipod, so yeah, there's nothing really to say about it. It's a timepiece. Okay, you have the sling loop on the front and the rear, both made out of metal. I suggest you get it in a sling. This is a quite heavy gun unless you start curling, everything like that, or just be a badass. Okay, say if you want to adjust the hop up, you have the charging handle here. Rack it back, sounds so nice, and you kind of let it go forward slightly. It doesn't lock back, but now you can adjust your hop up. It's an AK style hop up with the Madbull bucking already installed, so now you can basically adjust it, slide it forward and back, find your perfect setting. Make sure you're doing that in a safe setting and environment. Rack it, just sounds cool. Okay, the mag release, pretty crazy. If you have big hands, you can do this. You have the button here, press it. Okay, there's no fancy tactical speed reloads with this gun. It's quite old, but still a wonderful classic. Okay, the carry handle is made out of steel, so you have this part which is steel wraps up and through here with the faux furniture, so it's not going to go anywhere. Very sturdy. Okay, another cool thing about the M1918 is the quick spring change. The gun's already shooting about 400 out of the box, so if you want to make it shoot harder or weaker depending on your field regulations, you can easily change it. You don't need to take it all apart and use crazy tools. You can do it, well, let me just show you. Remove the mag, of course, make sure there's no BBs. Suggested to have the battery unplugged, but say if you're on the field or at your house, you have the little pin here, pop this, remove the pin, put it aside, and please only do this if you are an experienced airsoft technician or you have lots of patience. You can cause damage doing this, but just showing you how simple it is. Basically, wiggle it and pull the charging handle back a smidge, and bam, done. Basically, it is a snug fit. It locks in place back here and up in the front. But now, bam. Let me go ahead and change my spring. Make sure the piston's all the way forward. Okay, just like our M240 gearbox, also licensed by Ohio Ordnance, same gearbox shell. So if you wanted to, you could put in a Polar Star kit. You will have to do some tricky work, like for the motor housing. I think it's a little different, but if you're good, you got it. So press in, pull out the little stop. Okay, bam. Now I can put in my Madbull spring or modified spring, close it, done. Let me go ahead and put it back in. Hurry up, Okay, and just for fun, rack it, and you're good. Okay, and that's how you can change a spring really quick if you wanted to. Let me go ahead and take it apart and show you how to take the gearbox out of the lower and also like the cool parts on the inside. So stay tuned. Okay, let me go ahead and take apart the gun so you can see the gearbox. Once again, drop the lower, pull this, and wiggle. Don't pull on this. Just pull up. Don't bend it. And basically, kind of wiggle it. There we go. Okay, now say if you're going, oh, my hop-up door locks like this. Yeah, if you do that, it's going to come off. Basically, you have a little tab here that works with the charging handle. So if you have it just right, you can so basically you line it up. So you pull it, pulls it back, presses it forward. Good. So in case you take yours apart and it gets out of place, that's what you do. Okay. Let's get to okay, take this off. And you'll notice the fuse in there. It's a little blade fuse, a little 20, what was it? Yeah, 20 amp blade fuse. And you put your little stick battery in there. Or what you can do is take this out, take out this foam. So now you have, get in there, all that room. So in case you want to put in a large 9.6 battery, you can. So, or if you want to put in a large LiPo, you can. You have enough room. You can put even a small sandwich in there for like later in the day after the game. So don't lose this foam, but if you lose it, it's not gonna be the end of the world. Basically take that off, kind of gently weasel the little wires through. Be gentle. Look through, and yeah, shabam. Okay, now you're going to notice the trigger. There is no selector plate. There's nothing. It's a full auto. You have safe and full auto. That's it. You pull the trigger, and basically it touches. The reason why we have a MOSFET for Wayne out there is so you can, one, have a fuse built in, and then also you can have low resistance wiring, and then also there's no heat or anything. So if you pull the trigger and you shoot a support gun, you're not going to be tapping the trigger. You're going to be angry and yelling and swearing as you're shooting. So if you pull the trigger too much, it's going to heat up and melt. The MOSFET, all the stuff's here, and all the trigger contacts and the plastic housing to insulate it, so you don't have it melt and spread apart. Shabam. MOSFET is just overall better, especially for support guns. We have a MOSFET in our 240 series, and there's our 240 gearbox. So yeah. So essentially, you want a MOSFET, and you're good to go. Just overall better. Okay, let's go ahead and take the spring out, press in, and up. Okay, the spring guide, well, the spring is like a stiff 120, but it's shorter. Regular 120 is like out to there. So that's fine. It gives you a little high rate of fire. You have a metal cap on the spring guide, some washers, and a plastic spring guide. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to break or anything because you have it rubbing like that. Well, it's not actually rubbing, it's sliding, and you're fine. Let me take the rest apart and show you. Okay, the motor is a standard. It's non-torque motor. It's okay. It's good. You can always upgrade it. It's a short motor, so you can easily unplug it. You don't need to solder or anything. And you can put a new motor in. Good to go. So let me put that aside. Okay, and if you notice on the outside, you have Echo1 trades right there. You have 8mm, the bearings like we have in other guns. And you have basically a simple gun. Let me open and show you. And we do have parts for the 240 series on the part shop as well, and you can order and get whatever replacement parts you need. Or if you want to upgrade, you can check with the local store. And pop this open, and bam. Okay, a lot of you guys are asking why have a steel tooth rack. Well, we've done the same thing. Okay, on the inside of the gearbox, you have a ported piston head, the nice O-ring. It's not too tight, not too stiff. And you have a steel piston rack. A lot of you guys are saying, why do you have a steel piston rack? Well, the piston rack, we've done the same thing for the 240 series, no problems. And I know how you guys are saying, oh, it's gonna break. No, it hasn't. So, and also you're saying, why does it look like a half tooth? Well, there's no real need to have a full tooth when the teeth are only that big. So, yes, it's different, but if you want, you can put in aftermarket piston that's full tooth if you want. Put this in a stock form, or 450, or even 350 or whatever, it'll be fine. So it has like little grease rails on the side, and it's reinforced and has a lip back there. So say if you wanted to use a Madbull piston, you can. Okay, let's look at the sector gear. It has the layer clip, sector clip, so it has a more ensured proper feeding. The gears are standard ratio, nothing too crazy about them. Made out of steel, standard reversal latch, and gearbox shell. The air seal nozzle and the tappet plate, it is like our 240 series. It is slightly different, kind of like a version 6, but we do have the spare parts available, and same for the cylinder head. So that's basically the internals of the M1918 SLR by Echo1 USA. Let me go ahead and put it back together and answer those questions you guys asked. Okay guys, now I'm going to answer the questions I posted on my Brian at Echo1 fan page and the main Echo1 page. What are your questions about this gun? A lot of you guys are saying, what's the benefit of a MOSFET? Well, MOSFET for this is just so you, one, have low resistance wiring, and then also you don't have to worry about the trigger contacts burning and melting like you would in an M4 if you're using a LiPo or a big battery and just continuous fire. Are you guys going to have a wood kit? Sorry, no, we don't have that in the plans as of now. I don't know about this year, but I don't think so. Due to cost, we don't want to add more cost, because then you guys will say, oh, it's so expensive, I don't want it. And yeah, there's not going to be a gas blowback version, but you can do a Polarstar kit if you really wanted to, because it's the same gearbox shell as our M240B. So you can do that. It's not a gas blowback, but it's just as good. So, and extra mags. We do offer extra high cap mags. We're not going to make any longer ones just because this is the dimensions of the real one. We're trying to make it true to life. I never saw a banana clip, but if you have a friend that works with stamped steel, you can make it happen. You can use regular high cap parts and done. And other questions, when will it be out? It's been out for like the beginning of the year. You can check with your local store. Go to the Echo1 website. You can click on the top, a little find a dealer, use your zip code, find a store near you. Yes, I do like bacon, and with the rate of fire, with the 11.1 LiPo, it's about 15 to 16. It's just using a stock motor and standard like torque gears. Nothing too crazy, but a hard spring, so it kind of does slow it down. But if you wanted to boost the rate of fire, you can easily add a speed motor, torque gears, speed gears. You can do whatever. It's very standardized parts. The only difference would be like the tappet plate and the air seal nozzle. So yeah, other than that, if you want to make this shoot laser BBs, you can, but I don't see why you would, because if you're a World War II reenactor, you'd probably want the decent rate of fire that it already has out of the box, and just go with a bigger battery so you can play like all day and then some. So, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, and for the steel piston rack, we just did that because we did that in the 240 series and no problems. I've used one. Tom from Pyramid Air used his for like a long time. No problems. You can see us shooting, just destroying stuff with stock pistons, and they're good to go out of the box. So it's kind of like, it worked on that gun, that sport gun, why not in this? And yeah. So yeah, that's basically your questions. Thanks for asking them on the fan page. This has been Brian from Echo1 USA, showing you the brand new M1918 SLR, Ohio Ordnance, World War II support gun. Thanks for watching.